You are at the ideal point in history to reap significantly greater benefits. I believe that these companies are receiving access to more and more liquidity and lower interest rates, which is in addition to the rate cuts that are also occurring. As a result of this, these companies are able to obtain loans in bigger amounts. This is most likely going to be the most significant event in our history that we have ever witnessed. In addition, as I discussed in my last video, 20 out of the last 20 occasions that the Federal Reserve reduced rates within a few percentage points of all-time highs for the SP 500, we reached a new all-time high within the following year. 20 out of 20 times. Considering the current situation, I believe that the next 12 months will be very incredibly optimistic. In addition, Bitcoin and Ethereum will be incorporated into the new peer-to-peer payment system that PayPal is in the process of developing. I am now going to be delving into cryptocurrency more directly because these technology businesses are unquestionably absolute moguls of the industry. They are incorporating and constructing blockchain into their systems. This procedure is slow but steady. Being a fully digital bank, PayPal will be the first to implement this technology. They are exactly that. Therefore, they will be the pioneers in the integration of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and numerous other digital currencies. They will not be the last ones, though. They will be the first since they are the ones who are constantly innovating and implementing these things before anybody else is. Then it will be JP Morgan and Chase. Then it will be Bank of America. Then it will be Royal Bank of Canada. And then it will be all of the other gigantic banks all over the world. Every one of them will be doing this. And not doing so would be a rather dumb move on their part. So that is why, if they do not do this, it will be done by those who are competing against them because they are earning profit on all of these transactions, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and so on. Their competition will earn a far higher amount of money, correct? Their consumers are subsequently granted access to a solution that they would have otherwise needed to simply go to an exchange for. I want to say that it's simpler for them. Give it some thought. I'm referring to the fact that the money is actually in their bank account. Bitcoin can be purchased directly from the bank. Isn't it wonderful? I want to mean that this is simple. XRP is at the bank at this very moment. Count me in. Is it correct? As a result, financial institutions will essentially gain access to a new source of revenue that is worth billions of dollars. And due to the fact that access is now so much easier for consumers to get into crypto, it is going to be a lot less daunting. That simply indicates that there is going to be a much greater capacity for this area to expand. This will pave the way for trillions of additional funds to flood into the cryptocurrency sector all by itself, in my opinion. Therefore, I believe that you would be completely idiotic if you looked at this and thought, oh, sure, this bull runs over. Oh, the federal government is going to reduce interest rates. Oh, it would appear that financial institutions are on the verge of incorporating cryptocurrency into the solutions they provide to their clients. This nonsense has gone on for far too long. Nope, I am not listening. Are you serious? Have you perhaps overlooked all of the examples from the past? Take a look at this. This is completely absurd. And this does not even take into account exchange-traded funds. We have already witnessed the impact that exchange-traded funds have had on Bitcoin proponents. That single-handedly kicked off the bull run. However, there are currently so many other advancements that are far more substantial taking place simultaneously. There are some historic events unfolding at this very now in the cryptocurrency sector, the financial sector, and so much more. Ladies and gents, you amazing people, take notice. This is exactly what I intend to discuss with all of you here today, since the holders of XRP have a significant amount to gain at this particular moment in time. We are all aware of the reductions in interest rates, but there are a couple of additional significant developments that I would like to discuss with you today. These updates truly paint a convincing picture of the direction that this bull run is headed in and the amount of liquidity that will be flowing in. I would like to begin by discussing tariffs. By now, we are all aware that the most important factor is the interest rate. Following a number of other different factors, such as, of course, businesses or earnings and crypto development, tariffs are likely the second most significant thing on markets. At this point, when we take a look at the situation that is unfolding in front of our very eyes, essentially what Secretary of the United States Treasury Besant is stating is that the next set of trade negotiations between the United States and China might perhaps culminate in a further 90-day halt in the imposition of tariffs. This would be the third continuous break, totaling 270 days. Needless to say, this country is one of the United States' main trading partners. Furthermore, if this hold on tariffs continues, firms will have more liquidity, the economy will have more money flowing, and people will have more money to invest in cryptocurrencies. Therefore, this is a narrative that is still unfolding. I will keep reporting on this subject for you in order to make sure that you always have the newest and most up-to-date information regarding this matter. And I have no doubt that we will discover the answer in the net, our future. And we, as you know, it does not always turn out the way we intended it to. So yeah, get ready to be on a roller coaster trip. Having made that statement, I would like to emphasize that, as I indicated earlier, corporate earnings are tremendously significant in determining the soundness of the economy. Corporate earnings may demonstrate the amount of money that is circulating, how much consumers are spending, and how much money individuals will have available for investment. And therefore, I would want to bring attention to some events that are taking place in the technology sector, which we know is strongly associated with cryptocurrencies. Just in case you have not been paying attention, or perhaps you simply do not understand the correlation, when Google, Tesla, and other prominent tech businesses see significant price fluctuations, the cryptocurrency market tends to receive that liquidity shortly thereafter, in a manner quite similar to how you observe the liquidity cycle progressing from Bitcoin to Ethereum to other cryptocurrencies afterward. To begin, it truly centers around companies in the technology sector. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are all examples of cryptocurrencies that have come to a standstill. What I am observing in the stock market today is nothing short of absolutely astounding. Google has officially become the fourth largest business in history to reach a market capitalization of $3 trillion. They surpassed a $3 trillion market valuation in a single day by increasing by 4.63%. We witnessed Tesla increasing by ridiculous amounts at the same time. The stock price rose by $69 in a single day, reaching around $420 per share. It is impossible to convince me that we do not exist in a simulated reality. This kind of thing is funny, but it did happen. That actually did occur today as well. As far as Tesla and Alphabet are concerned, the charts are appearing absolutely ridiculous. You name it, and the cause for such a ferocious rise in the value of these equities is the aggressive growth of their sales figures. I am curious how many of you are familiar with multicoin. Please leave a comment below letting me know your thoughts. I can confidently say that 90% of you have never ever heard of this before. However, billions of dollars worth of Solana is held by them. There will be treasury businesses purchasing billions of dollars worth of XRP. Not doing that would once again be a foolish decision to make. Take a look at how Michael Saylor transformed MicroStrategy, a business that was essentially a zombie on the stock market, producing barely anything, into a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. We will be going over this in detail in just a moment. Consider that aspect of it. Give that some thought. Prior to Bitcoin, this tiny strategy was unheard of. Nevertheless, it has now become well known, and the company has generated billions of dollars in revenue with the simplest method in the world: purchase Bitcoin. That is all there is to it. Do you believe there are any businesses jotting down notes at this very moment and contemplating, what if I just did this but for XRP? What if I just did this but for Solana instead? They are definitely going to do it, and you can bet your last dime on it. Furthermore, MicroStrategy is an example of a treasury firm, and it is preferable to ETFs because it provides you with greater direct exposure to the asset class, and it is extremely easily accessible in the current state of affairs because of the way that technology and companies like this are configured. For specific corporations on Wall Street, it is incredibly difficult to obtain Bitcoin, yet they can get their hands on MicroStrategy with relative ease. And the same will be true for XRP. This is what people are going to do before these systems are fully integrated, which will take some time. As a result, we currently find ourselves at $3.01. By the way, I would like to give a shout out to the Crusader signal once again because it was able to identify this ideal purchase signal right here at the bottom. My indicator is nothing short of fantastic, and I cannot say enough good things about it. That is what I mean. I located sell strength number 3 in the top right corner here, and I located the bottom right corner there. Pow. Okay, what would you like to talk about? And it has shown to be correct. On each and every occasion throughout the past year, it has been correct. I believe that there is a significant chance that we may discover our lowest point right here at this same spot. You will be aware anytime this week or in the near future, it is possible that our position at the end of this month will be worse than it was at the beginning. That could very well be the case. I'm fine with that, but you understand that there is a lot of potential here, given all of the things that I showed each of you over the past year. And thus, yes, perhaps this month there is a 50-50 chance that the market will trend upward or downward. Perhaps, but that is not important.